I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. 'Cause the love you give, you can't be replaced.
It's not in the case of anybody.
That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. There has been a lot of negativity surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville, so I'm sure you guys will be refreshed with this Essence magazine article that Melody Shari was featured in. I'm not going to read the whole article, but Melody Shari is at work and she was featured in Essence magazine. And I think this was perfect for her considering everything that's been going on behind the scenes with her and those co-workers and those extras of hers. So it states, Mama's at work. Love and Marriage Huntsville star Melody Shari left her marriage for her kids. I didn't want my children to feel like this was what love was supposed to look like. The reality star entrepreneur mom of four states, I'm really feeling amazing, says Melody Shari, the entrepreneur, real estate guru, singer, and reality TV personality known for 7 Reasons of OWN hit series Love and Marriage Huntsville, is all smiles as we chat. She just finished an Instagram live selling her 7th Avenue beauty products and has been packing products to ship to customers. She's got lunch planned shortly and is dressed up for the occasion. That hangout in her packed schedule is one of the reasons Shari, a busy working mom of 4, feels as great as she does. It's a simple way for her to carve out time for herself in the midst of her many responsibilities. One of the things that I say often to women, mothers, wives, is to be okay with putting yourself first, she says. Be okay with doing that because we will literally sacrifice so much or so many things for everybody else. Other people can call us at the drop of a dime and we'll show up. So show up for you because I live by that daily. I can truly say that I'm doing amazing. A few years ago, if you had asked Shari how she was doing, her outlook may have not been as sunny. For those that follow Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know that in 2022, she filed for divorce from Martell Holt, her co-star, following his infidelity after 14 years of marriage. And though they've been divorced for some time, things have been continuous as Holt was convicted of DV in the spring for sending threatening communications to Shari. But through therapy, not just for herself, but also for their children and the help of a dedicated tribe, she's been able to move forward and be in a positive space. I have an amazing support system, she says. I've literally positioned myself in a way where I can say that everyone I have around me and in my inner circle at this stage in my life are solid. And with the right team and the right drive and keeping her own needs front and center, you can't stop Melody Shari. We talked to the Alabama native about having the courage to leave her marriage. Why is it important to have her children go through therapy after making that decision, and what being a mother has taught her about herself? And I love that they asked her that question because I think that a lot of people should put their children in therapy after they leave relationships or marriages in general. So Essence asks Melody, how do you get it all done? Because being an entrepreneur, being on television doing music is no small feat. The question also stated, as you mentioned, you do put yourself first, but who do you lean on to make that possible? So Melody responds and says, so there are 2 parts to that. The first thing I would say is I do have an amazing team, and it's so important to have solid people in your life who show up for you when you need them to show up, who pour into you the same way you pour onto others, and who help you refill your cup after you filled up others. It also states, so I have an amazing team, family, and close friends who do that regularly for me. And then the people, or well, it says, and then the other part to that is I do a lot of that myself as well. Every second of the day counts, every second matters. I've been in situations in the past where I was like, man, if I had just gotten up an hour earlier, I could have gotten this other task done. And I didn't like that feeling. So now what I do is I make sure I get up and I get started early, and I do a lot of multitasking, which allows me to do all of the stuff that I need to do. And I think that is some good advice, right? Because y'all know I feel like Mel is my mentor, even though she isn't really mentoring anyway. But a lot of the things that she so graciously chose to share with us for free, I've already started to implement in my daily life, and I've already started to see changes within my business. And one of those things is just outright being organized and clean and starting with a fresh start, cleaning up after yourself once you leave your business space. And granted, those are things that you should do on your day to day and life in general, but it really picks things up as a business. Regardless, as simple as it may seem, those are things that I take with me in my business environment because those are the things that I like to do in my day to day space. And I know just in my day to day world, when I wake up, I don't want to wake up to a dirty house, right? When I leave my house and I go out and enjoy myself and I come back home, I don't want to come home to a dirty house. And so I think that that was just some good advice that she gave to us or shared with us a while back. Essence also asks, how have the opportunities that have opened up for you been a blessing as you stepped out on your own following your divorce? Melody responds and she says, I think a lot of people have said divorce is like death. And so if you think of divorce being like death, then you have to look for where life is going to come from. She says, and so for me, the life that was breathed into me as I was going through that situation, of course, first came from God, knowing that He was with me every step of the way, maintaining my faith and not being fearful. So many times we are fearful of being alone. And I tell people all the time, alone does not equal lonely. And I so agree with that. But it also says, so I was not fearful of being alone because I knew God was with me every step of the way. I've also been blessed to be able to utilize my gifts to help me through my healing process. So by way of music, I've been able to share and express my emotions and tell my story. So to speak. And then because I'm on television, I've been able to have this amazing supportive fan base who supports everything I do and who stands in the gap too when it comes to prayer. I have an amazing mother who's constantly praying over me, who's constantly reminding me, even through that divorce, who I am and she says, and whose I am. And I thought that was very powerful, as small as it may be, right? Because who you are and whose you are. And she also says, so I've been able to find again those pieces that bring life as I'm going through a death. So there is more to this article, but this is the last part that I'm going to leave it off on. It also states, I love that you have a unique situation in going through your experience on television. You have therapy, but you're also a woman of faith. How have those things really fortified you and allowed you to move forward free? So Melody responds and she says, I love the fact that you use the word free because that's what it was for me. It was freeing. The television was a public outlet and way for me to share with the world what I was going through. The highs and the lows, which ultimately ended up leading to a divorce, but being able to be free in that way, you see so many times people are holding on to stuff and it's just sitting within and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing and it's building. Then you wonder why they all of a sudden have this breakdown. And so for me, the freeing part was being able to selfishly live out loud what I was going through, not caring what anyone thought about it, not caring who felt, oh, you shouldn't share your business, because of course you have those individuals too, but I just lived my truth out loud and put it out there for the world to see. And that was freeing to me. So, like I said, you guys, it is more to this interview or it's more to this article. And I'll leave the link to where you guys can research this article or look up this article or read this article in a description bar down below. I'll also put it in the comment section down below as well. But I wanted to end it off on this because Melody Cherie is finally free, right? She's finally free, and the people that had been trying to keep her down for so long, they see that. Even the women that didn't want to support her, even the women that are on social media constantly trying to bring her down because she won't just take the pain that Martell has caused her, they are not free. And so to see a woman put herself in a situation to be free and free herself of all of that drama, pain, and stress that they see themselves in on a daily, that they can't see themselves leaving, it is, to me, what is so inspirational about her story. Because we live in the world where so many people tell us we are not okay to be free, or we are not allowed to be free, or we are not allowed to choose ourselves or be selfish, or we are not allowed to be whole. And again, she has an immense amount of support because how open and honest she was willing to be with her story. And to me, I resonated with her because there are so many women that were lying to me. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. There were so many women that were lying to me about their happiness and their situation. And at the end of the day, I knew that, those were not, or that wasn't a life that I wanted to live. I knew that the things that they were accepting within their marriages were things that I did not want to normalize. And as I literally faced I was the face of what, I don't even know how to explain it, right? Because I don't want to, deep dive too much, but I was the face to older women of what not to be, right? Like they told don't bring her around, don't, telling their daughters, don't be like that, right? When truth be told, it was because I wouldn't allow their sons to do to me what they have allowed men to do to them. And so I appreciate Melody for breaking the cycle and standing alone when she felt like she was standing alone against that cast. Because I know a lot of times she feels like she's standing alone, but you're not. We got your back. Y'all get into this article. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to vote Melody for the reality TV star.
Yeah. I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah. I pull up, roll the window down it.